Title: She took in a struggling single dad for one night, then discovered he was her new CEO. Sometimes, kindness feels small. Like offering a couch for one night or a warm meal to someone who looks like they've run out of options. But every once in a while, that small kindness turns into something so big, it changes lives forever. This is one of those stories. A story that begins on a rainy night, with a tired single dad, a woman who almost said no, and a simple act of kindness that no one could have predicted would turn her world upside down. Before we begin, if you enjoy heartfelt stories that restore your faith in humanity, take a moment to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. This is Kindness Story Hub, where one small good deed can change everything. Emma Parker had always believed in being kind, but life had been testing that belief lately. She was 32, living in a small apartment in Columbus, Ohio, working as a mid-level analyst at a fast-growing tech company. The pay was decent, but the stress was constant. Rumors of a new CEO had everyone nervous. People whispered about layoffs, restructuring, and long nights that would get even longer. That Thursday evening, Emma was exhausted. Her heels hurt, her head was pounding, and all she wanted was to get home, heat up leftover soup, and fall asleep to the sound of the rain tapping against her window. She almost didn't notice the man standing under the flickering streetlight near her apartment building. He was holding a small backpack in one hand and gripping the hand of a little girl with the other. The girl couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. Her pink jacket was too thin for the cold, and her shoes were soaked. The man's coat looked worn, like it had seen better years. As Emma fumbled with her keys, she heard him speak. "Excuse me," he said softly. "I'm really sorry to bother you." Every instinct told her to keep walking. It was late. She was alone. You didn't invite strangers into your life, let alone your home. But when she turned around, she saw the child shivering, trying to be brave. "My car broke down," the man continued. "I just need a place for my daughter to warm up for a bit. We'll be gone as soon as I figure something out." Emma hesitated. Her heart and her fear were arguing loudly. Finally, her heart won. "For one night," she said. "Just until morning." The man's eyes filled with relief. "Thank you. I'm Daniel. And this is Lily." Inside the apartment, Emma gave Lily a dry towel and one of her old hoodies. She made grilled cheese sandwiches while Daniel apologized at least 5 times for the inconvenience. They sat at the small kitchen table, and slowly, conversation flowed. Daniel shared that he was a single dad. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier after a sudden illness. Since then, it had just been him and Lily against the world. He'd been moving from place to place for work, trying to keep life stable for his daughter. Emma listened, nodding, feeling a familiar ache in her chest. She didn't pity him. She admired him. That night, Emma slept on her bed while Daniel and Lily took the couch. She lay awake longer than usual, wondering what had pushed a man like him to the edge. Before drifting off, she reminded herself that kindness didn't need a reason. The next morning, Emma woke up to the smell of coffee. Daniel stood in the kitchen, carefully using her old coffee maker like it was made of glass. Lily was coloring quietly at the table. "We didn't want to wake you," he said with a nervous smile. "Thank you again. We'll be out of your way soon." Emma smiled back, suddenly feeling lighter than she had in weeks. Before they left, Daniel shook her hand. "I'll never forget this," he said. "You helped us when no one else did." Emma watched them walk away, not knowing that her life had already changed. The following Monday, the entire company was called into the main conference hall. The announcement was finally happening. Emma sat with her coworkers, whispering guesses about the new CEO. When the doors opened and a tall man stepped onto the stage, her breath caught. It was Daniel. Clean-shaven, wearing a tailored suit, standing confidently under bright lights. For a moment, Emma thought she was dreaming. Daniel scanned the room as he began to speak about vision, teamwork, and integrity. Then his eyes met hers. Just for a second. And he smiled. The room buzzed with applause, but Emma barely heard it. Her mind raced back to that rainy night, the grilled cheese, the little girl with the crayons. After the meeting, an email appeared in Emma's inbox. "Emma Parker, please come to the CEO's office at 2 p.m. Her stomach dropped. She spent the rest of the day terrified. Had she done something wrong? Had he recognized her and thought she'd crossed a line? By the time 2 p.m. arrived, her hands were shaking. Daniel stood as she entered. "Please, sit," he said gently. There was a pause. Then he laughed softly. "I was hoping you'd recognize me." Emma let out a nervous breath. "I did. I just. I didn't know what to say. Daniel's expression turned serious, but warm. I want you to know something, he said. That night, you didn't just give us shelter. You gave my daughter a sense of safety she hadn't felt in a long time. You reminded me that kindness still exists. Emma felt tears rise to her eyes. Daniel continued, I've spent years building companies, but I've learned that character matters more than numbers. People who show kindness when no one is watching are the kind of people I want leading this company. That day, Emma didn't get fired, she got promoted, not because she knew the CEO. Not because she asked for anything. But because one small act of kindness revealed who she truly was. Over the next few months, the company culture began to change. Daniel led with empathy. He introduced programs to support single parents, flexible work hours, and mental health days. He often credited an unnamed employee for reminding him why leadership mattered. Emma never told anyone the full story, but she carried it with her every day. Sometimes, Lily would visit the office, waving at Emma with a big smile. And every time, Emma was reminded that kindness doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Life moves fast. We pass strangers every day, unaware of the battles they're fighting or the roles they may play in our future. Emma didn't help Daniel because he was important. She helped him because he was human, and that made all the difference. So the next time you're given a chance to be kind, even when it feels inconvenient, remember this story. You never know how far your kindness will travel or how deeply it might change a life, including your own. Let's choose kindness, even when no one is watching.